Hello, and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host, Ilene, and on this week's program, we feature PACE Center for Girls, celebrating 40 years of a nationally recognized prevention and intervention program for middle and high school age girls, promising them a brighter future. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I'm very delighted to introduce our guest representing PACE Center for Girls, Alachua, Heidi Keegan, Executive Director, and Kristen Kozelski-Reed, Development Director. And it's wonderful to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ilene.
Thank you. I first of all want to congratulate you and PACE Center for Girls, Alachua. 40 years of PACE ongoing is quite an accomplishment. I think back to previous Ilene Silverman shows and learning about PACE with my friend Kathy Southwick, and it's just wonderful to be able to experience all that you do again, because it is substantial and rewarding, and you're definitely making a difference. And so before we go further, to help us understand, just explain PACE Center for Girls Alachua in case some viewers are not aware.
Sure. So PACE Center for Alachua is a nonprofit organization which focuses on the education, counseling, training, and advocacy for young girls and young women in grades 6 through 12 here in the Gainesville area for the Alachua.
Well said. And Kristen and Heidi, now, what brought you to PACE? Because you're fairly new as Executive Director.
I am.
But you have a strong background in education.
Yes, so I've spent 22 years as a public school educator and school principal, moved back to the Gainesville area, and PACE aligned just right away with my mission in life to support girls and young women. So I've been here at PACE Alachua for almost 7 months now.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And I would say, having talked to you, you bring so much knowledge to your position.
Thank you.
That I'm sure they're pleased to have you. It works both ways. And then, Kristen, what brought you to PACE so years ago as a volunteer or on the board?
Yes, so I first attended the luncheon, as many folks are introduced to PACE that way.
Yes, me included.
I first attended the luncheon probably 9-10 years ago. And that was where I really learned about PACE and what they do and who they serve and what some of the girls experience. And after that, I immediately wanted to help in some way. Then I started having my own tables at the luncheon, and then I was invited to join the board. And I was on the board for just a few months shy of 8 years. And then I joined the staff as the development director after Becker retired. I think many folks know that she was the development director for 20
Becker Holland, yes.
years.
I'm sure she was on the show about PACE at one point.
Yes, and she's on our board now.
Excellent.
And I had previously been working in an industry that didn't totally align with my values, but I was doing a lot of proposal writing, and so when this position popped up and I already knew some folks in the community and was ready to work on some grants, it was a perfect fit.
It is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And about how many girls do you serve throughout a year?
So our census is 53 girls, so any typical week could be between 53 and 60 girls. And of course, their goal is to be able to transition either back to their regularly zoned school and or graduate.
Right.
So throughout a year, we can serve approximately 110 girls.
It's a lot. Probably not as much as you see the need for, but you're making a difference. And explain a little more, as you were giving us the overview of, it's not a residential program, and you serve middle school, high school students, young ladies. And how do they find PACE and PACE find them?
We have a community engagement manager, and she will go out into the schools within our Alachua County School District
Right.
and introduce the program to the schools. And so the girls can be referred through the schools to us, and we have two programs that they can choose from. So we have a day program, which is focused on counseling and heavily focused on academics.
Right.
And then we have a REACH program where we send our counselors into the schools to work on just the counseling if their academics are doing okay and they
Okay.
don't need that other piece. But also we get a lot of referrals just through the community. You know, some of
Because
our girls...
people know you and
Yeah.
yes.
Some of our girls have family members who were previously PACE girls.
I was going to say now it's
Yeah.
coming full circle. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. And I know it makes you feel very, very worthwhile. And there's so much more to talk about. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back discussing PACE Center for Girls, Alachua, with Heidi Keegan and Kristen Kozelski-Reed. And it's good to have you both to continue this conversation about PACE. Because help us understand the PACE girl. We talked about how they find PACE and vice versa. What are you dealing with when you talk about the PACE girl?
The girls that we work with, they tend to have experienced some kind of trauma in their lives. And there's a number of different items that qualify as trauma.
As trauma.
But that can affect the rest of the girl. You know, it's a holistic approach that we have.
Right.
And so they come to us with the need for some help with counseling and therapy, but also, as I mentioned, we have the two programs. So if they need academic help as well, that's something we can offer them through the
Right.
day program.
So you can help them in all many ways. I mean, I have been to the luncheon, appropriately called Throw a Girl a Lifeline, you know, for years. I'm sure we interacted.
Yes.
And the stories the girls tell, I'm sure probably is not the whole story. But
Yeah.
for those of us, you know, not having to deal with that kind of trauma, it's important to know, and it's enlightening to the community to realize that there's a whole segment of young ladies that need this opportunity to move out of that life to a brighter future.
And that's what's great about PACE. We are an evidence-based model focused on outcomes for our girls, and what success looks like can be very different for each girl.
Right, and you tailor
Absolutely.
each girl has their own program sort of to what their needs are.
They do. Each girl actually has their own academic advisor who will go through their roadmap and articulate their plan for graduating. And they're also assigned their own counselor, so for mental health counseling, and may also receive therapy from our REACH therapists.
So it's a full picture. But a day in the life of a girl entering your door, what would that be like?
Sure. So girls can come early in the morning for breakfast if they need to have breakfast with us.
Good to know.
Then they will go through their regular course of classes starting at 8:13, and they change classes just as you would in a regular school. And we have everything that you would have in a traditional curriculum: math, reading, science, social studies, all of these, including a life skills course, which I think is very helpful.
Yes, excellent.
And then, of course, there's the counseling, and then we have after-school programming as well.
Oh, wow. What are some of those options?
We have
art, you
had
said?
art club. We have a cosmetology program going on
Yeah,
right
saw
now.
that on your Facebook
yes,
page.
there's a number of different activities that they can engage in if they would like to spend some after-school time with us.
Oh, I think that, it's wonderful. You must, through your 8 years, your time, you must have seen a lot of successes, heard a lot of stories. It must always be something that every day you go, wow, this is a milestone. We've moved forward with this young lady. And do the parents come to the school? Are they part, like you said, of counseling or therapy to improve the family situation, the home situation?
Sure, our families are an extension of the girl.
Right.
And so we communicate regularly with, we have our monthly parent contact, but we love to include them in other meetings. And whenever we do have a meeting, we have the family, we have their teachers, we have also their counselor, and it is that holistic approach to helping
Right,
a
that you
girl
were
be
saying.
successful. Mhm.
Right, which makes such a difference. I think of your years, as a principal, elementary school, and now looking at Pace and the school that it is, you must feel so good to give this individual attention to the girls that need it.
Absolutely.
Because it's
The class size is very small on
Right.
purpose, so each girl gets very close attention. And it's also just wonderful to hear some of the stories from the girls. They talk about, I used to fight all the time, but now I feel like I am able to address people more calmly. And, there's girls who never thought anyone was interested in helping them, and now they've learned that people do want to help them and they feel comfortable asking for support. And there's been parents that have reached out to us and told us how much they appreciate all the work that we're doing.
You are making a change, and it matters.
Yes.
And we're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back discussing Pace Center for Girls, Alachua, and those key words: growth, change. They're empowering. And you have a whole program around that, so let us know about it, Heidi.
Sure. So PACE does have our growth and change programming, which focuses on our 9 guiding principles. And essentially what we do is we start with our first principle, and the girls demonstrate some different skills and talents and abilities. And the goal is to grow and change through all of those stages until we make the final stage of grace. We hold a monthly celebration with these young ladies, and we're able to do that because of our community partnerships that help support the programming. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Please, Kristen, yes.
Sure. Yeah, we have a wonderful community that helps us in everything that we do. We have an incredible board, and we have so many partners in the community, supporters in the community. To talk through a couple of things that we have
Yes, please.
coming up. Something very exciting for us is we have Pace Day at the Capitol first.
Okay, that's coming soon.
Coming up in early April. And we will take some girls with us, and so will all of the centers from Florida. We'll all go to the Capitol together.
And meet up there.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what an opportunity
Yeah,
to really
that's gonna
see
be-
that change, to use that word, can happen,
Mm-hmm.
and that you can be a part of it. Okay, and well,
Absolutely.
you have a busy April, by
Yes.
the way. Yes. First,
Yes.
there's the Amazing Give
Yes.
through our Gainesville Junior League and the Community Foundation of North
Yes.
Central Florida. You are a
Yes.
big part of that,
We are.
and we hope viewers will all know to contribute to the Amazing Give. And that's April 24th. And
Yes.
then April 25th, it's a big day for Pace.
Yes, it's our 25th anniversary of the Mary Wise Scramble for Pace. And she's been a huge supporter for us for so many years.
Definitely.
Yes, so that's an exciting event we have coming up. And then we were going to have an event at First Magnitude. They were generous enough to lend us their space for the day.
Yes,
So we're going to have a
great.
little carnival themed event.
I think that sounds good. And they're great community partners.
Yes, they are such wonderful
Yes,
supporters.
they reach out. Okay, so the carnival will be fun. Wait,
Yes.
then you have a prom opportunity coming up. Yes.
Yeah, you
We
wanna
do,
go?
yeah, sure. Our girls participate in prom, and this year we're very excited actually to have the event at the Hippodrome, which is unique.
Yes.
Typically at the center, where the girls, what is it, beads and ball gowns, I
Yes.
believe that it's called.
It's a little
So-
Mardi Gras theme.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Oh,
Great.
and I love, so it'll be downstairs in their wonderful space. How perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I know, I'm thinking through, and there's still even a few more opportunities. You have quite a few things planned.
Yes.
And every fall, there's the Throw a Girl a Lifeline lunch.
Yes,
And
the luncheon
got
in
you involved
October.
that brought me there. And
Yeah.
I mean, several hundred people.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yeah,
it's a full
absolutely.
house, and it brings people from this community, from our city commission, our county commission, from sheriff, police, you know, our
Attorneys,
judges, all showing
Yeah.
that there is a good force behind PACE and that it is a proven model for
Yes.
intervention and prevention.
Yeah, and the one last event to mention
Oh yes,
is
it's
that
the
Don't
big
forget,
one.
the
It's
best,
the most
yeah.
important.
we have graduation
Yes.
in August,
Yes.
and it's at the Cade Museum, and it's a wonderful event. As a board member, I've been going for years. And for some of these girls, they're the first ones in their family to graduate high school.
Right. We're not
And
talking college, but high school.
High school.
Think of
yes. And
the-
to hear their families, you know, they get to walk down the stairs in their red cap and gown.
I see
And their
it.
families just go
Cheer.
crazy when they get called
It's a
up.
beautiful, beautiful
It is.
celebration.
And so
It's
for each
wonderful.
girl that is working towards her senior year, what an inspiration. Each girl must inspire another
Yeah.
to say, I could be that.
We do.
I could do that.
And with the community support, we continue to support a girl. We have several that will be offered scholarships so that they can
Wonderful.
attend post-secondary, whether it be at Santa Fe College,
Right.
or if they go into trades, some different trades, and the military. So we continue to support because we say, once a PACE girl, always a PACE girl.
Well said. And I think the community appreciates that and being a part of things. And we're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're discussing PACE Center for Girls. And Heidi and Kristen, we were talking about, well, so much happening that the community can be a part of. And that brings us to really a 40th anniversary that is ongoing. Talk about that and what it means.
Sure. So PACE was actually established in 1985 by Vicki Burke with just 10 girls in the basement of a church in Jacksonville. So as of January 7th, we're celebrating 40 years and over 40,000 girls served.
Oh, okay. That is a lot to celebrate.
It is a lot to celebrate.
And talk about those three pillars that have been a guiding force for PACE.
Sure. So our pillars are being girl-focused, strength-based, and trauma-sensitive. So they continue to exist in the 21 centers in Florida and the other programming that we actually have in Georgia and South Carolina.
Well, then we're very fortunate that we have one here in Alachua.
We are. Yes.
Yes.
A flagship.
And to the people that had the foresight to know that this was necessary.
Absolutely.
Yes. And it's so wonderful that the community can be a part and they could come for tours, right, Kristen?
Yeah, absolutely. So our center was established in 1998,
Okay.
and many folks know Kathy Southwick, who was our
course.
first ED.
Yes.
So
Quite a special woman.
Yeah, and so we've been on the same campus and we've expanded. We have an additional building, so folks can come by, take a tour, see what we've got going
And
on.
really get a sense of it.
Yeah, and we have a new library that we're going to be setting up.
I saw that on
Yeah,
Facebook
we're
also.
very excited. We received a grant and we are working on getting the books and the furniture and everything set up so the girls have a nice space for some quiet time, some reading.
Right.
Yeah, we're very excited
very
about it.
important. It is. I've had the pleasure of being there. And wait, you have the Butterfly Center. What does that bring into to the campus?
We do. So the Butterfly Center is where the new library will be established.
Okay. Now I visualize it.
Yes.
Okay.
So currently, right now, we have some items on our wish list, which we're gathering.
Yes. Could you share that with us? Because there could be a viewer who would say, I could do that. I could help.
Sure. So things can be small. I mean, we can range from, hey, I'd like a fan in my classroom, to some larger things. For example, right now we're looking for a storage shed. So we have a storage facility there on campus. So
Right.
we can move some of that furniture and create that bigger, beautiful space for that library.
Right.
So,
No, that's a goal. And that you're always working towards. What other ways can the community be a part? Like go to the website, donate?
Yeah, so absolutely. Going to the website, donating, and if you donate through the website, just make sure that you mark Alachua as
Okay,
the
yes.
place you want your donations to go. But of course, we have the board. We're looking for more board members.
Excellent.
We always are looking for volunteers to help us out with events.
Right, because each of the events we talked about needs a certain amount of
Yes.
people to pull it off.
Yes.
Yes. So just one event a year for a volunteer could be a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, many folks receive a volunteer day as part of their employment.
True.
And so if you need something to do for a day, we have some activities that you could help us out with.
Yes, that you could offer. And in your time, say, Kristen, just is there any way that do you want to just express some of your thoughts about PACE? Because obviously it means a lot to you.
Absolutely. You know, having been a part of the organization for this long, starting, you know, as a board member and then moving through to becoming staff, I'm so honored to be helping in this way and being able to contribute to the center. I think that the work that PACE does is extremely unique. The holistic approach, focusing on academics, as well as the mental health and support that comes along with the entire program, I think is just something you don't see at other places. And it really does change a life. And it's just so meaningful for me to be able to help out.
Thank you. Thank you for expressing that. We're almost out of time, but Heidi, I know this is meaningful to you too. And you bring a whole education background, but something drew you to PACE, and I think PACE is glad about that.
Truly, every woman has something in her past and in her life that helped her to elevate and to find her voice. And when you work with PACE, you have a lot of people that can come together to do that for you. So I'm honored to be part of that daily work to help those girls grow and develop and to become the very best that they can be.
Thank you, Heidi, Kristen, and everyone involved with PACE Center for Girls Alachua. We all appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you will join us next time. Take care.